Hello?
She sure is sleeping hard.
Poor thing. Arthur? She's burning up. Helen? Helen? Helen, wake up, sweetheart.
Helen. Helen. Helen.
Helen.
Helen.
Helen! How is she, Doctor?
Well, you were right. The fever's gone.
But
Mr. and Mrs. Keller, whatever made Helen sick has left her somewhat affected. Helen is blind and deaf.
Blind and deaf?
what are you saying? All she had was a fever.
For 3 weeks, Mr. Keller.
Yes, but blind, deaf.
When a child runs a hot fever for so long, sometimes...
There must be something you can do.
Yes, some medicine, some sort of treatment.
I'm afraid it's permanent.
Oh, Arthur. Arthur. Oh. How can you be so cold on such a hot day? You want ice cream? Oh, no, honey, we don't have any more. The baby? You can't hold the baby, Helen. It isn't safe, sweetheart. Helen, stop! Arthur! No, Helen! It's not her fault.
Now look, Helen Keller, you just... I hate it when she cries.
Oh.
Yeah, you too.
Arthur, we must find someone to help her. Someone who can teach her how to communicate.
How? How can she communicate if she can't hear or see?
Laura Bridgman did.
That was a miracle, Kate. If it happened at all. Miracles don't happen twice.
She was the same as Helen, blind and deaf. They spelled words into her hands with sign language until she knew what they meant. Oh, she wanted her new doll. All she wants is to be understood. Please, Arthur, find someone who can help us all understand.
How are you feeling today, Miss Bridgman? Forget about me. How did your eye operation go? I can see better than ever, although the light still hurts my eyes.
Good morning, Annie. Tell Laura I'm sorry to interrupt, but I must speak to you right away. The parents' names are Arthur and Kate Keller. The little girl's name is Helen.
And she's blind and deaf?
Just like Laura Bridgman. Only Helen can't communicate with anyone. and no one can communicate with her. She understands very little about the world around her.
Poor child.
I'm sending you to help her.
Sending me? Don't you think I should have a say in the matter? I'm not sure I'm qualified.
You do awfully well with Laura.
Yes, but all I do is spell into her hand. Dr. Howe's the one who made her understand that the spellings meant something. I'm not Dr. Howe.
I'm not so sure. But in any case, Dr. Howe is dead, and Helen Keller needs help. They say she's a stubborn child, with a fiery temper. I'm thinking you'll make a perfect match. Try to put yourself in Helen's mind, Annie. She can feel people move their lips as they speak, but she can't imagine why they do it. She doesn't even realize that the woman who feeds and bathes her is her mother. You must help her understand, Annie. You must break through and bring light into her darkened world. Keep spelling into her hand until she realizes that every movement of your fingers means something, and that by using those same movements, she can speak to the world. And then, listen as the world talks back.
Now, there's nothing to be scared of, Helen.
D-O-L-L. Doll. She is bright.
Does she understand? Does she know that's a doll?
No, she's just imitating. But let's see what happens if I take the doll away.
Oh, you can't do that.
Mr. Keller, I am trying to teach her to communicate.
Helen! Helen!
Helen!
That child isn't going to learn a thing until she learns some decent manners.
200 Confederate soldiers against 2,000 Yankees. I'd like to say we won that day, but we didn't. But the point is this. We didn't run. And why? Discipline. That's one thing my troops understood. Discipline. Yes, sir. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm big on discipline. What's going on here?
She might stick her hands in your plate, but it's not allowed where I come from.
You can't expect Helen to behave like other children.
But I do expect it, Mr. Keller. I expect that and much more.
Stop this fighting right now. Now look, you made her cry.
Captain Keller, you talk a great deal about discipline, but you haven't used much on Helen.
I won't have her crying.
She'll never learn to communicate until she learns to obey.
I think Annie makes a powerful point.
I don't like this, Kate. I don't like it one bit.
We have to give Annie a chance.
It just doesn't seem right, making her feel sad on purpose.
I'm here to help. You see? No one's going to get hurt. Oh! Except me. That's the way it's going to be, eh? All right, then. When it comes to a test of wills, never challenge an Irish woman from Boston.
Oh, dear.
Mrs. Keller, I think you should see this for yourself.
I never saw such a beautiful sight in all my life. Aren't you excited?
It looks like the Battle of Bull Run was fought in my dining room.
Well, if you hold still, I'll get it out. Oh, Helen, we could be learning to spell and talk if you just settle down.
What in the name of Robert E. Lee is going on in here?
Please, Mr. Keller, leave her to me.
Why? So you can make her cry a bucket full of tears?
She's bound to shed a few tears.
Not so long as I'm here, she won't. There, Helen. Have a peppermint. This child has had enough sorrow in her life without you provoking her to tears every hour on the hour.
If her crying upsets you so, Mr. Keller, then you must find another place for Helen and I to live.
What?
She'll never learn to obey if you come running every time she sheds a tear.
We have a little garden house about a quarter mile up the lane.
Kate.
If you let me live alone with her, I can help her feel happy.
2 weeks. I'll give you 2 weeks.
We did the right thing.
I'd have thought you'd learned your lesson on that one. All right. Round 1 goes to you, but the fight has just begun.
How high on mountains do bluebirds sing? How deep are oceans do church bells ring? How green are meadows do rivers bend? How bright are sunbeams do rainbows end? How can I tell you? How can you see? and pictures of me.
Oh, you sweet child. D-O-L-L. Doll. Very good. Dog. Water. Hat. Mother. Amazing. You've learned to spell so many words, but you still don't know what you're really doing, do you? How can I make you understand? These are more than silly games, Helen. They're words. I need more time.
It's a miracle.
Not yet. The job is only half done.
Nonsense. Look at her. Miss Sullivan.
I need more time. She still hasn't learned what the spelling means.
Well, I never thought she would. This is miracle enough for me.
I think what Anne is saying, Arthur, is...
What Annie is saying is not half as important as what Captain Arthur H. Keller is saying. I'm taking Helen home. The wonderful thing about the South, besides fried chicken, is the pace in which we live. Now, you take Boston, for instance. Lovely city, nice and modern, but the people move around like so many ants. In the South, we tend to take things a bit more easy and put a smile on our face.
Stop!
What, in blazes?
Let her pick it up herself.
Whatever for. I'm right here.
She dropped it on purpose. She's testing you.
For what purpose?
To see if you make her obey the way I do.
Nonsense.
No! Do not pick up that napkin.
Are you giving me orders in my own house, Miss Sullivan?
If you pick up that napkin, you'll ruin everything.
I find that hard to believe.
You are the reason Helen will never live a normal life.
Now, wait just a minute. No one accuses me of hurting Helen. I love my Helen.
Your love is cruel, Mr. Keller.
Miss Sullivan, you're fired.
I'll never forget you.
W-A-T-E-R. Water. Come on, Helen. I know you can do this. W-A-T-E-R. Water. W-A-T-E-R. D-O-L-L. No, not doll. This is water. W-A-T-E-R. Come on, Helen. I know you're in there. I know you want this more than anything in the world. W-A-T-E-R. W-A-T-E-R. Yes! This is water! D-O-L-L. Yes! This is a doll!
On the day she was set free, Helen Keller learned 30 new words. Within a few months' time, there wasn't a thought or feeling that entered her mind which she could not express. At the age of 20, she entered Radcliffe College, along with Annie as her translator. During her studies, she wrote and published her life story, one of the most popular books in American literature, and graduated cum laude in 1904. The balance of her life was spent visiting the physically and mentally disabled, writing more books, raising money for the American Foundation for the Blind, visiting wounded soldiers, and traveling the world encouraging others to rise above their circumstances in life. Of this time she said, "Fortunately, I have much work to do, and while doing it, I shall have confidence, as always, that my unfulfilled longings will be gloriously satisfied in a world where eyes never grow dim, nor ears dull." When she died in 1968, Helen left a model for all those who doubted they could ever succeed.
How high on mountains do bluebirds sing? How deep are oceans do church bells ring? How green are meadows do rivers bend? How bright are sunbeams do rainbows end? How can I tell you? How can you see? Somewhere the answer is hiding within and longs to be free. Show me the meadows, help me to see rainbows and sunshine and pictures of me. Rainbows and sunshine and pictures of me.